Hello guys, today we talk about how to keep your distance if somebody attacks you with punching. And actually the key is in pushing hand. That's a very common exercise in Tai Chi. Normally it looks like this. We go with the same side and then we start like a rotation movement, some kind, okay? But this is actually not important, this circle here. Important is your footwork and your body work. So you see, I'm not doing this just with my arm, but also my weight distribution with the front leg, back leg, front leg, back leg. So this is your basic pushing hand. So you get a flow and a weight distribution, and you use your knee, not with straight legs, but also always bending, so you have tension in the leg, all right? And then it will go a step back a little bit, okay? So he jabs me here, yeah? And I have to go away, but not with my feet like this, yeah? Or this. This is actually not so good for your weight, for balance. But I use my hip, my dantian again. If you hit, I distribute my weight into the back leg, like this, yeah? And not too much with your back, like this, yeah? Like this. Some boxers do this because they're not allowed to kick in boxing. So if I do this, and then he kicks me in the leg, it's very bad for me. But if I do this, and then he kicks me, I can go away because my weight is already in the back, all right? So you do this first as normal pushing hand. So if I come forward, he goes back, he comes forward, I go back, and this, okay? Not both against like this. Then you have the double KO situation. He punched me, I punch him, bam. Yeah? But actually, you have to feel the distance from the punch, and then go away a little bit, just a little bit, that the punch loses its power. If he touches me, but because I'm going away a little bit, the punch loses some power, all right? Not like this, bang, and then he hits me, and then now it's a little bit less, and then a little bit less. Even I do the guard, and then if I stay there, the punch is going through, and going through my hand to my head. But if I go a little bit back, I can take the power from him, from the punch. So it's actually about this, all right? So that's the first. Then you can make a game out of it, like pushing hand. We call jab wars. So he jabs me, yeah, and I jab him. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And then you a little bit more distance, a step back, and then he steps in and jab me, and then go back, yeah, he steps in, I step out, I step in, he steps out, and like this, all right? So it's about rhythm, it's about distance, and then if you do it very slowly, step in, you step in, and you have actually pushing hand again, yeah, like this. And he steps in, I step in, he steps in, I step in. So pushing hand is all about space, distance, and timing, all right? But in this video, we show the importance of distance keeping. Because if he come at me, if you're already standing like this, I already got hit, all right? In the real life situation, if somebody coming at you, you have to keep a little, like this kind of safe distance. We have different kind of distance, depends on the person, of course. You have the punch distance, you have the one step, one punch distance, you have the kicking distance, you have the one step, one kick distance, you have the knee distance, elbow distance, stuff like that. So normally, most people like to punch because they can kick, they can knee right, but they like punch because they look YouTube video of boxing, whatever, and they imitate punching. Most people don't have actually boxing experience, but it's dangerous enough because they can imitate the easy punching distance, okay? So let's say he get a step back, and then he starts walking towards me, okay? And I have to keep this safe distance between us, all right? He comes again. This is the safe distance because he comes, and then he tries to punch me, yeah? This is still a little bit far away for him to punch. If he wants to throw a longer ridge punch, yeah, I'm still far away. And still, my weight is on the back leg, so I'm keeping, you know, running back at first, all right? If you see the gap and the opening in him, and you can make an opening with our techniques, and then you can go in again to attack, to counter-attack, okay? But first you have to keep the safe distance. So he comes at me, and then he attacks me, and then I go into the opening, okay? But first, the distance is very important. So we have an exercise. We go to the crossing hand or pushing hand, yeah? So he starts pressing with this hand. So I feel here pressure on my arm, but I don't press against it, like this, like this. This doesn't work. This is like he starts punching, and I run into the punch. That doesn't work, okay? So if he has pressure, I move with my feet, not with your arm, like this. So you give up the position. You give up this distance from here to here, okay? Keep this distance from here to here, and walk, okay? Use your legs. And then he comes at me, huh? And then again, he comes. And then this distance is always the same, all right? So the second exercise is when he walks, you can walk till, you know, where you exercise a few steps, 10 steps or whatever. But now he begins to retreat. He runs backwards now, and I have to follow him. And I have still to keep this kind of distance, all right? Not like this. He runs retreat, he retreats, and then I go like this. So many people, they punch like, if he goes back, and it goes back, and I try to punch him again, like this. Many people extend their arm too long, all right? Instead of using their legs. It looks like this. It goes back, like this. But actually, if it goes back, you have to use your steps, your footwork, all right? So actually the punching distance from your arm, the bending angle and whatever is always the same. It's like this. If he goes back, I extend more, and then lose balance. And then the punch is not powerful anymore. But if he goes back, I keep this structure of mine, he goes back, I keep this structure, and I still punch at the right distance. So you see, this exercise is not only about defense, it's also about offense. But it's not punching or sparring or whatever yet, it's just about your feeling about the distance between you and your opponent, all right? So the first version, again, is he pushing, and I go back. I try to feel the pressure and go back. The second version, he retreats, and I have to keep the distance between us, and I give him the pressure, all right? And so the partner, the training partner, is actually giving me the signal when I have to move, when I have to walk, when I have to step in or step back, okay? Try this, and then next time we can do a little bit more offensive technique and sparring technique, all right?